need to set the tone with the run game.
So Sullivan's first snap goes right up the gut to Porter. And that's what we expect today, Matt, is a lot of Cam Porter.
They've been okay, and there have been games they've been good. They need to have one of their good games today.
Sullivan's first pass is simple out to Calvin Johnson on the screen. And he moves the line for a first down. Last week when they gave up 7 sacks. Here's Porter. And grinding his way across the 45-yard line.
That's exactly what you want to see out of this offensive line. The right side of that group is just, they're coming off the ball very well. So you've got to win at the line of scrimmage if this run game is going to do well.
Two very different weeks on back-to-back weeks for Northwestern. Very good on offense against Minnesota in an overtime win. And not much there across the board against Penn State last week. Quick set for Sullivan out to the edge. It's complete to Bryce Kurtz. And there's a player down. Robert Jones, the best cornerback for Howard, down to the deck. Robert Jones, their top corner, off the field injured. As Sullivan leads Northwestern into plus territory. Sullivan on the move. One of the things he does best is extend plays. And he's down to the 35-yard line out of bounds.
Needed to do, and that's establish the front and winning up front.
Off of a play fake. Sullivan pointing out blockers, and Sullivan stays in bounds, slips upfield. He's in for a touchdown. He faked out the Howard secondary and stayed on the move. Well, Jack Olson on to add the point after, and it is through, led by Sullivan. And now Howard gets to touch for the first time with a very, very dangerous return man. Ian Wheeler stepped up shy of the 20-yard line. The MEAC's leading passer with his first snap of the day, and quick out to the edge, and it's complete to Wayne Dennis. The Northwestern transfer is the first on the board, almost 400 pounds. And the first touch for Ian Wheeler. And Xander Mueller in a herd of Wildcats there to get it for no gain. And good to have Theron Johnson back this week. If you're a Wildcats fan, missed last week's game. On the first, third down, it's incomplete. Well, no A.J. Henning in the return game for Northwestern. That won't be a factor because that is a very, very short punt.
Football very well.
After an opening drive touchdown, a fumble, and Sullivan fighting for it at the bottom of that pile with Jevin Jackson.
This is the fight for the ball.
Sullivan did get it back on a loss of 8, and Kurtz is dumped right away.
They're going to rush. Look, they have 3 down. They might bring an extra guy.
Joseph Hyman motions out of the backfield for Northwestern.
They're rushing 3.
They do bring 3. Sullivan with time underneath and incomplete.
That's where Sullivan struggles, the intermediate game. He had time there, had no pressure. Just take your time, step and throw, make the throw. Like I said, he throws a better deep ball than he does an intermediate ball.
Well, Matt, every offensive coordinator in America would tell you, we got to stay on schedule. But that is especially true for Northwestern.
You like to establish the run. And once you can get that thing going, everything kind of works off of that.
A very good punt for Hunter Renner inside the 5-yard line.
But that guy has got some great potential. Great speed off the edge.
You know, one of the guys that plays in that same spot, Jalen Pate. Quentin Williams out to the edge, and he's run down. Aiden Hubbard makes the play. Comes in here looking for one of their biggest wins in school history, facing a 3rd down, and Williams chucks it to nobody out in the flat.
Came quick, good pressure, ball came out fast.
To the play is a safety.
Kicks it away after the safety. And a running start for Azuma. And Ian Wheeler is down making the tackle, shy midfield.
Rutgers football team. So instead of the penalty, they're going to take a re-kick.
So this will be the third try. Short one got blown dead, then a penalty. And Northwestern chooses to back up Bickerton inside the 15. And Ozma and Kurtz back deep to get it for Northwestern.
Watch the third, watch right up here.
Take three on the free kick, and this is the best one. That goes sailing over Kurtz as the return man. And he spins off one tackle and is ushered out at the 30. And what's a bounce back week for that unit. The offensive line for Northwestern, after seeing one of the best in the country last week in Penn State. And Cam Porter bounced off the first hit. He gains 5 on first down. And he sets the middle of that Howard defense. Devin Jackson. And Sullivan to the outside. He's clipped down. That's 2 plays early in this game, Matt, for Carson Hinton. He's their field side linebacker. A very fast defense for Howard.
They walked up man to the top. Looks like they're playing off now.
Sullivan on third down. The pocket closes. Sullivan is sacked. Terrence Holland from right up the gut for Howard.
You're just waiting for the hole. You're reading the same thing the offense is. There's a good calculating risk right there.
That ball's on the ground. And a pile up. And Howard has it.
He's a monster.
That's Wheeler on the first play on the carry for Howard.
He's a work in order in coming. This kid's going to be a good player. It's just a matter of time.
Williams underneath for Wheeler, and he lost the ball. And a fight for it again. A lot of loose balls to start this game. Howard does have it back. Flying for medical school right now. Williams on third down. Quick pop underneath. Complete for a first down to Braylon Smith.
He'll have to work through that. But he's got a lot to work with.
Wheeler is dumped by Xander Mueller.
That's what it was.
Trying to get Xander Mueller. A really fun matchup right now with Dankwa and Anto Saka.
Oh, this is a good one. Saka can go.
Down at the bottom of your screen on a pass play. Williams running away from that matchup and off hands and incomplete. That's one of the fastest guys on Northwestern's defensive line against the biggest human on the field right now. Dankwa. Dankwa has him blocked on 3rd and 10, and Smith can't reel it in.
Northwestern's team.
Bryce Kurtz is tripped up after the stiff arm. A get-right week emotionally after a loss against Penn State for Northwestern, heading into a bye week. And leading by a couple of scores early. And Cam Porter with a physical run on the first play of this drive. Back-to-back carries for Porter. And he's pushed back at the end of the run. And he's the only guy back starting from last year. Coming back from an injury. A very new offensive line for Northwestern. Sullivan rolls the pocket and throws behind. And incomplete. And that was Duke Olgis out in the route. And he takes a second after taking a hit below the belt. Over to the Northwestern sideline. Sullivan after the incompletion, moving the pocket again, and down he goes. The more pressure from the linebacker spot, Judah McChimpsey with the sack.
Come on,
on sportsmanlike conduct, number 19, Howard, for a headbutt, 15-yard penalty from the dead ball spot, automatic first down.
Head bump.
He used his head? Didn't look like it.
Right at the end when he stood up. There's a little bit of butting from Ryan Field. Big penalty extends this drive for Northwestern. And the flag down on the Porter run. Will be 3rd down pending the penalty.
That's really good defense right there by Howard. They just strung that thing all the way down the line, and the linebacker's running inside out with the safety. Gallup does a nice job of coming up and cleaning everything up. It's going to be a
offense, number 89. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Second out.
It was against Ian White, setting the edge for Howard. After the penalty, second down and long for Northwestern. Sullivan roaming around the pocket and out of the pocket and out of bounds.
I don't understand why you wouldn't do that.
Penalties both ways on this series. Penalty against Howard pushed Northwestern across midfield. And another one comes out from the umpire.
It's going to go against the offense.
False start. Offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
And a clear passing down. And Sullivan strikes it across the middle and has the first down. Well, needed 17, they got 23. And Sullivan, who scored on the ground earlier, is jacked out of bounds by Kenny Gallup, setting the edge. Teams are going to want to see him make some more plays on the ball. But definitely a good run stuffer, and that's going nowhere with Christian White in making the play.
Christian White, we talked about him early, right? One of our players to take a look at. He's always active, sees the football, really good instincts. Usually he leads his team in tackles for the most of the time.
And Matt, that is not a very big guy. They call him an over-believer. This is interesting. If they don't get any more yards here, do they go for it?
I would. Maybe now I wouldn't.
Not going to get any yards. They'll get negative yards with Gallup in making another play with Noah Miles help.
5-yard penalty. Remains fourth down.
Yeah, what I used to do then, I'd just decline it. If they want to use that extra 5 yards, just take it away from them. Just say, oh, yeah, just decline a penalty and move on.
Howard likes what they have in return man Jamar Ebron. Maybe that's why they didn't.
A lousy punt.
That's opposite side of the field from Ebron. Tries to be the first HBCU program to beat a Big Ten team. 0-12 all time. Hawthorne running the Wildcat and out the back door before he's cut down by Azama.
Biggest thing here, just sustain the drive, right? You just want to get the first down. You don't need any big plays. Just get past that 10-yard marker and move forward.
And James on the carry, and that's a way to sustain a drive. Keeping it on the ground with James.
Had a little bit of that. His dad in him right there with that slide.
Play fake to James. Hawthorne looking for separation.
Should have been a flag. He held on to it.
Second look, you still think a penalty?
Well, we didn't see it all the way, and it's a bad angle from behind it. So, no, I was right here in front of me. I saw it.
Hawthorne is a big concern.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
You have an accomplice. That's the question. James cutting this back, looking for blocks, and he powers through a pile of Wildcats across the 50-yard line.
Outstanding. That's going to make Dad proud.
Very long as there's a penalty flag out for the quarterback sneak.
False start. Offense, number 50. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
So the false start on Jamal Hines. Joseph in as the tandem safety with Devin Turner with Ozma not out there. Timeout.
Northwestern. They're first of the half. Full media timeout.
Top 2 teams in the country, both playing the Big Ten. Number 1 Wisconsin, number 2 Nebraska in women's volleyball. On 3rd and 6, Williams out of trouble and off target. Looked to go underneath. And could not complete it past Robert Fitzgerald in coverage for the Wildcats by his head coach, Larry Scott. And this is a showcase type day for him to get the attention of NFL teams. Punt from Bickerton rolls through for a touchback. Brendan Sullivan starting today for Ben Bryant at quarterback for Northwestern. And he benches the first play of. So So Sullivan in his first start since last November. And pulls it out on second down, and he is chased down and slammed to the turf by Ian White and Carson Hinton.
Find the open receiver, right? You're going to probably throw it to the wide side of the field. They're backed off. Here it comes.
A screen to Hyman. A guy that's very dangerous in the screen game is run down from behind short of the first down by Holland for middle linebacker. Needed 9, got 6 yards, and it's 4th and 3.
Then Howard is at their front.
So 3 and done for the Northwestern offense. And a flag is out with the ball on the ground on another punt. Ebron muffed one earlier, but
there's no foul for kick-catching interference as the player was blocked into the receiver.
Give you that answer, presented by T-Mobile, as the afternoon rolls on. Williams to throw for Howard, and a back shoulder shot. Reeled in by Hawthorne, but he was not inbound.
That's a great throw.
Casey Hawthorne was a guy described to us this week, and then we watched him on tape, and it matched up with that. He has Sunday-type ability with the way he stretches the field.
For the review, the receiver completed the catch inbounds and never lost control of the football. 1st and 10, Howard at the
last week, but back in the mix after his team, without him, blew out Robert Morris last week. Williams handing off. It's James patiently working his way into the arms of Najee Story. A guy that Howard can change it up with. Now one of their fastest players in the backfield, Wheeler. Away from him, Smith on the screen. And he shoves a couple of Northwestern tacklers before Haggerty runs him down. On 3rd and short. Williams over the middle, complete. Richie Ilaraza moves the chains inside the 30. And it's 1st down and 10 for Howard. Howard came in here, yes, the underdog, but split answers as far as head coach and 2 coordinators on how they felt about being the underdog. Wheeler has nowhere to go with Jalen Pate in the Howard backfield. Jalen Pate, a guy that can learn in real time on the defensive line for Northwestern. James around the edge.
How to play this game. His dad was the same way.
He's in the slot, and they go to James, and he is popped short of the sticks. Nice play from Theron Johnson.
Don't let him get into the defense they want. Get the ball in James' hands.
Howard's sideline rapidly clapping, and they don't get there. Xander Mueller in the backfield to turn it over.
Seeing the safety coming down, and so he makes a choice to go to the safety, and Mueller makes the play. To your vision, and if you're not focused to the inside out like that, that's not easy to do.
And Cam Johnson on the catch, 1st down Wildcats. Tackle no matter what. And Northwestern with the 4th down stop. And Cam Porter trying to beat Knighton to the outside. And those 2 wrestle near a 1st down. And he got close, a yard shy on a 9-yard gain.
That's really well done by Cam Porter. You just got to keep him off. He did a nice job.
The strong, stiff arm won't be enough to get away from Jevin Jackson for Porter this time. The player down, Clayton Perrin, who had a sack earlier in this game, is down and now up for Howard. And 2 high academic schools. He was a very high academic guy. And Porter with a 1st down. In Northwestern history today, the first HBCU team to come to Ryan Field. Holland couldn't get home, and now he does. Stressing all week, we've got to protect our quarterbacks better. Today it's Sullivan. Last week it was Bryant being sacked 7 times. Porter is cut down. Ray Williams.
Yeah, they're good tacklers.
On 3rd and medium, it's Porter hurdling a tackler across the 40 with a 1st down. And in plus territory after a gain of 11 for Porter. And it opens up for Hyman into the 2nd level. A 1st down for Joseph Hyman. Spelling Cam Porter in the backfield is over their season average in the 1st half. 1 yard shy of 100. And they get to 100 on this run with back-to-back first downs for Joseph Hyman.
Can't quarterback in the backfield. Just keep on running.
And he goes nowhere. Into the arms of Noah Miles. And that's the first play in a little while now that didn't pick up a first down for Northwestern.
So he came untouched. Sets up his 2nd and 10.
Northwestern lets that clock roll inside a minute and 20 seconds. It will be Howard ball out of the halftime break. And Sullivan out the back door and inside the 10. Needs the 4-yard line for a first, so it's 3rd and 6, right at a minute to go.
Back by Terrence Poland. Gain of 4.
David Braun said last week all the decisions he made with timeouts, etc., were to beat Penn State, not to stay close with Penn State. He's decided to sit on both timeouts inside a minute left. Out to the edge, Mangieri fighting for the first down. And he is right at the marker.
Charlie Mangieri.
They didn't signal to move the sticks. They must be on the short side. Well, now they're giving it first.
We're going to move those change first down.
So it is a first down and goal. And a timeout.
They've been keeping the ball on the ground, and they've been having success with their O-line.
And Sullivan to the end zone for a touchdown. He bangs it into Bryce Kurtz to extend the lead for the Cats.
He beat Knighton, and that's just leverage.
Went over 100 yards on the day on the ground. And then Bryce Kurtz with his 3rd touchdown of the season.
With a nice ball by Sullivan, too. Down low, where only he could get it. Leverage throw, got to be accurate.
And Ian Wheeler calls for a fair catch. Howard gets the ball out of the locker room, so they play it conservatively and kneel on it for the final play of the first half. In half number 2 on Northwestern's homecoming. Ian Wheeler took a kick back last week for the Bison. Was collided at the 27-yard line. So the band's Wheeler is down. And Wheeler standing up after the hit. So Wheeler, one of their top running backs, to the locker room for Howard for their first offensive play of the second half. And Eden James shoots through the hole. Matt, you're smiling about the run game part. No comment. Gotcha.
I'll let it alone.
Williams' first throw of the half is broken up. Hawthorne actually caught. Hawthorne rolled around underneath it. And Hawthorne now injured. 9-yard gain. And Hawthorne, right after Ian Wheeler just went out of the game, grabbing his neck. Hawthorne, who was injured last week, is back for this game. Helmet off on the sideline.
Eden James is there if you need him.
Williams airmails it out of bounds for Wayne Dennis Jr.
Yeah, he's just
leading the league in passing this year. Also becoming a more vocal presence. On second down for Williams.
Stay there. There you go.
And over the middle, complete. Raza with a first down across midfield.
Well done, keeping your eyes down the field by Williams.
Williams to Ilaraza for 17 yards. And Ilaraza up the and Northwestern pitched a shutout in the first half. But Howard without their top 2 playmakers. Ian Wheeler at running back. And then Casey Hawthorne injured earlier on the drive. Moving the ball.
I think you're fine with James. There he is.
And James off the edge. Or Haggerty rides his back and stops him short of the first down. And on third down, it's back in the hands of James, and he burrows for a first down.
Okay, so that's his dad right there. Let's take a look at that. If you can look at that one again, you're going to see how he sets.
On first down, after James moves the sticks, it's Hunter in the backfield. And Williams a quick pop out. And that That's another first down to Hezekiah. Yeah, Theron Johnson was coming on that blitz, kind of caught in between.
Yeah.
Hunter is the running back, and he has a first down. And James in the backfield again. You know, the story that Larry Scott, Howard's head coach, told us this. Hawthorne in at Wildcat quarterback. And Hewlin is in the backfield making the play.
They tried it last time. They got to put points on the board. Let's see what happens here.
They have had trouble in the kicking game today.
Yeah, I want you to watch right up here. That's Anto Saka. That's the guy who can really go.
Pocket closing. Williams off bounds underneath. Hezekiah bolts upfield for a first down. Can they finish? They got down here in the first half. James into Haggerty's arms. He is a guy, just like his head coach David Braun, that is not taking this opponent lightly. Inside the red zone, Williams. Throwing end zone, incomplete.
Good throw. Good throw, good coverage.
Rod Hurd had the coverage in that route. See if they go back to him. He's bottom side of the string. They do. It's Illawarra on the string. Circling back, reaching for the end zone. He's in.
Touchdown.
Touchdown.
Great effort to get the ball over the plane. Unless his knee is down, let's see what happens. Knee down, yeah, and that's not a touchdown.
Ruling on the field is a touchdown. That play is under further review.
So, ruled a touchdown. Let's check in with Dean.
So this is what in officiating is known as double action. And Matt should know this because he officiated, I think, a quarter of football in a preseason game way back when.
A half, thank you.
A half. The right knee is down. The ball is short.
The runner's knee was down with the ball at the 1 yard line.
And they stop Howard from getting 1 yard. And a quick snap, and flags come out.
Disconcerting signals on the defense. Half the distance to the goal. Penalty will result in a first down.
So on first and goal from the half-yard line, trouble with the snap. Williams throws it incomplete.
He's inside the box. This is interesting. He's inside the box. There's a receiver coming. He got drilled, by the way. They're going to have to talk about this.
And the biggest game of his life on the goal line. That's
Touchdown.
in for a touchdown.
Touchdown. Deshaun Scroggins, the ball carriers.
Howard with their first points. In almost 8 minutes, and score their first touchdown of the day. Anthony Tyus on the return for Northwestern. And along the sideline, he moves the pile across the 40-yard line. 20 Central Time for Northwestern. So Sullivan starting for Ben Bryant today and handing off to Hyman. And he's run down right at the line of scrimmage by Ian White. Run the ball straight up the middle against this team. They did before halftime to lead 16-0. This is an edge run for Porter, and he finishes forward out of bounds.
He walked up on the top, so go in the slot here. They're not in. Yeah, they are. They're kicking to man.
Sullivan on third down. Quick slant in, and a juggling catch made. Cam Johnson, who is always tough in traffic.
Had to be.
How did he hold on to that? Stacked up for a loss. Terrence Holland. There's a flag out.
Illegal substitution, 12 on defense. 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
That is brilliant stuff from Cam Johnson. David Braun, head coach, told us has not been a surprise. We see stuff like that all the time. By the way, it was an illegal substitution against Howard. That was the flag, so it'll be 1st and 5 Wildcats. Really impressed by Cam Johnson. We got to spend a lot of time with him yesterday.
Yeah, nice, bright kid.
On 1st and 5, Porter gets back to the line of scrimmage and does finish forward. 2nd down and short. And he hopes to have his own show one day. There's Porter. And it's 3rd down coming. Didn't get back to the line. Darian Brokenberg set the edge for Howard.
Did a nice job by Brokenberg. He came down the line pretty quick and got his hands on him, sets up this 3rd. Or is this going to be?
Better than 50% today on 3rd down. And Sullivan, with the vacated end, is around it for a 1st down.
Exactly what happened.
Near jump for Howard up front. So they got caught in an RP no situation, according to you in the 1st half.
Could have been an RP, no.
RP, yes.
Yes.
In the 2nd half.
Oh,
1st
nice
down,
hit.
Porter. And that hole is filled up. Got 2 yards on that play. Xavier Robio. And those 2 guys that made the play are down for Howard, Robio, and Jackson. So after Robio and Jackson were down injured, it's Sullivan on a 2nd down and long. Pumps. Nobody there, so goes out to the flat. Jackson rolls it in with 1 hand and has a 1st down.
Okay, this is really interesting. So he pulls the ball down. He wants to throw it out there. I think the one corner flashed and ran underneath it. You're going to watch. This is at the end, so he's just going to throw
offense,
it.
number
That's
56,
a nice catch.
5-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
So that's coming back.
It's coming back. It was an RPO.
So a great catch for Cam Johnson is erased. Instead of a 1st down, 2nd down behind the sticks. Sullivan. Johnson walks into the end zone.
Ball on Sullivan.
And Sullivan might change his jersey number to 35. He is running for a 35-yard touchdown. He is thrown for a 35-yard touchdown. Howard likes to bite. We can set him up early in the game, and Johnson pays it off with a touchdown. They're not hearing the call. Yeah, whatever, run pass, we got it. So Quentin Williams at quarterback was injured on the last drive for Howard, and a fluttering pass to the perimeter is caught. Ilaraza with a 1st down for the Bison. If they had him, you think they do line up?
I would think so.
So he went out before the touchdown was scored by Deshaun Stroggins, the backup quarterback.
We're going to see if we're going to get more out of him here in the 2nd half.
The leading passer in his conference. It's Eden James. Boy, taking the L route across the 45-yard line. 3rd down.
The more I watch him, the more impressed I am with him. He understands, he sees things well, he can burst through the hole, and he's tough. He's also good in the pass game. He's a good blocker.
Northwestern just scored to answer back the Howard score. Now a 3rd down. And James is there for a 1st down.
He got the first, going to move the chains.
So something to watch with Richie Haggerty down on the bottom side for Northwestern. He's on the chase. Williams away with it, and that is caught.
Great throw.
But
They
out
said
of bounds. Mueller hemmed Hawthorne to the sidelines, and he was out of bounds. Well, he beat the sideline 1st half. Grudge match, rubber match might be coming.
It's coming up.
On 2nd and long. Nothing there for James originally. Now he starts through. James is free for a 1st down and looking for a cutback. And it takes every Northwestern defender to track down Eden James.
He is legit. This kid, watch the patience he has. Let it develop, get away from stuff. And now his balance. Then he shows power. He's just legit.
And Williams to a vacant end zone. 26 yards of electricity for Eden James.
A nice coverage down there. They were trying to get down the field.
Ian Wheeler, one of their top guys, went to the locker room. Hunter, the other running back. Howard in field goal range, facing a third down. A field goal can make it a 13-point game. Underneath, Ilaraza. And he stopped short of the 15-yard line.
All right, so
it's 4th and 2, Matt.
So you're going to have to go here. I mean, you'd hope it would be a 9-point game. I just don't think that at 10 with 14 to go, how many possessions you're going to get yet in a 14-minute game? Maybe 3, probably 2.
Ilaraza is their 3rd and 4th down guy. To Ilaraza, incomplete to extend the drive. Their most clutch wide receiver raved about Ilaraza. When the moment is big, he's the guy. After the 4th down conversion, back to James. And he's stopped at the 9.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do. You should be playing a nice tight man coverage down here, down in the slot. The first man in is.
Fake the quarterback run. Williams for James, incomplete.
Threw it too much, a little bit too much. James had it. He was open the ball.
It is 3rd down for Howard. They can make it a 2-score game with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Williams is down. Reggie Haggerty, the former FCS player, with a sack for the Wildcats. And that clock being a factor, it's 4th and 16, but Howard's still going for it. Northwestern shows pressure. Williams away, complete. Mueller and Pate in the backfield for the Wildcats to force the pressure and turn it over on down.
That's intentional grounding. Offense number 1.
Just a nice job today by the quarterback.
He hands off to Anthony Titus with a flag out behind the run.
Yeah,
for now, it's a 1st down, but we'll check on the marker at the 30-yard line.
It's coming back. Sullivan's already giving us the
10-yard
signal.
penalty. Repeat 1st down.
Okay, so we were talking in break. That was a big blow that Howard just took, not getting any points. Northwestern now, on a day where you said they got to run the ball, can almost put this game away if they have a long, sustained drive.
Absolutely.
That is the run game with Tyus, off a couple of hits, but Holland is in to make the play. One of their big play threats, A.J. Henning, is out today at wide receiver. And they do throw it on 2nd down, and Calvin Johnson is down. He is down.
Man, he doesn't look like the guy I drafted, but
that's why he's got the 2nd next to his name. It's Calvin Johnson, the 2nd. Howard looking for a 3-and-out after they failed to come up with points inside the red zone.
Come with the blitz.
Sullivan out quick, caught. Johnson fighting for the 1st down.
It depends what foot he uses.
40 is the spot, and it is a 1st down.
They gave him the right foot, and that was the difference. They were right there.
Haggerty is heading back to the locker room. He came out after that game, after getting that big sack. He was favoriting, looked like he was in pain on that right ankle there. He went in the tent. He came back out working with trainers, but he is heading back to the locker room.
Brooke, that was the defensive play.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 25, defense, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
And another flag is out for a 1st down.
Snap infraction, number 71, offense, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
It's Ben Rather, the center. Well, with penalty aside, that Sullivan is heated up. He's completed his last 8 passes, including a couple of touchdowns.
Yeah, he's kind of taking control of this game. Those last ones coming out, especially when they were 1st and 20, those were clutch.
After completing 8 in a row, Sullivan back to the air. Wants Johnson and incomplete.
Hung it up just a tad. Johnson had him beat. He needed to push it out front a little bit more.
So that ends the hot streak for Sullivan. Screen, Calvin Johnson, and roped down. Robio back into the game after he was injured earlier, brings up 3rd down.
Robio's playing pretty good.
The clock is inside 9 minutes. Larry Scott hoping his team has a chance to get the ball twice more. And Northwestern comes out in a passing formation. Sullivan escapes. Sullivan with the shoulder pads down is short of the line to get.
Sullivan, the ball carrier.
Down at the 25. The spot is the 22.
Tackled by Ray Williams.
And it's 4th down after Ray Williams made the play from cornerback.
Yeah, Ray Williams did a great job. He's in a tough position.
Sullivan was holding his hands earlier on this drive, and the offense is still out for Northwestern, and a timeout for the Wildcats.
And in the huddle, he was doing the exact same thing.
He does come back out. Offense on the field on 4th down. Sullivan with that sore thumb. Taken down by Hinton to turn it back over to Howard. Howard chasing 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions. Their last drive failed inside the red zone. Here's James in the second level. Eden James with a quick strike for the Bison.
He outran that angle. Nice job by James. He was able to get the... Well, they better hurry up. He only got 7 seconds.
Olaraza is not on the field here. To make this a 1-score game. Williams throwing back, down.
Good player.
Northwestern was geared up for an onside kick. It's squibbed to Kurtz, who lays down at the 20. Leads the team in getting pressure on the quarterback. Porter at running back for Northwestern almost broke it.
It's exactly what you want to do if you're Northwestern.
Porter approaching 80 yards on the day out of the backfield. And they feed him again, and Perrin comes shooting in there. He didn't make the tackle, but he did get hands on before Holland finished it off. And Sullivan gained a 1st down on 3rd down earlier in the half, and a flag is out. Gordon came in motion late.
Full start.
That's
Number
offense.
72. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
And now the passing game becomes a part of it.
Sullivan, quick drop, and off target for Kurtz. That last drive, quarterback Brendan Sullivan on a 3rd down run, pictured in the huddle and grabbing his thumb, and hasn't completed a pass since then.
You got to be able to. They can't sustain drives here, so you have to be able, like I said, get pressure, and control this run game here.
And James just had the big hitter, and Pate runs him down.
Pate does a nice job.
David Braun knows it well, coming from that level of football at North Dakota State last year. Can they close on this side of the ball? Second down, Williams can't hit Hawthorne.
Hawthorne beat him at the line of scrimmage. He had about 2 yards on top of him.
They got away with it on that play.
Yeah, Hawthorne beat him. It was clean.
A 3rd down. A quick throw. It's James, has the blocking, has the 1st down, and he's out of bounds to extend the drive.
And he's smart, too, on top of that.
Howard on the move, down 2 scores. James runs into a wall. That play made by Carmine Bastone in the middle. Howard trying to do something that's never been done. HBCU has never beaten a Big Ten team. Northwestern trying to end those hopes on this drive on defense. Williams got free and a big pop from Mueller after the catch was made. A yard short of the first down by James.
Nice.
It is a run to James. He has the first down into the secondary.
Into the pass. You're one-on-one down below with the safety sitting inside.
It's a play stretching out to the edge for James. He cuts outside, and James inside the 5-yard line with a first down. Moving toward 200 yards on the day. Here's Hunter up the middle. That's a touchdown for the Bison. The first, the point after try for Dylan West. Make it a 3-point game. Bickerton with the onside. And it bobbles around off of Hurd. And Northwestern does recover it.
Northwestern, go ahead and prove your dominance. Get up front and move to the line of scrimmage.
It's their big back Tyus on the fake. It's Sullivan at quarterback, and he only gets a yard.
They're showing blitz. Christian showed a blitz. I wonder if the quarterback has control of that football.
He had an injured thumb earlier. Tyus to the outside. Tyus with a flag down. He has the spot right at the marker for now.
There is no foul for holding. First down on the play.
And Northwestern trying to milk it away. Tyus through 2 tackles. And then Tyus on the ground again. And fighting hard to close out this game. Type thing for him. And not a kneel down position here. It's Tyus on the run. And he's close to another first down at the 12. So that clock is down to 15 seconds. And a flag comes out.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 25, defense. Foul is eligible for a 10-second runoff. However, Howard has chosen to take their final timeout.
Maybe to get Ben Bryant healthy, but hey, Brendan Sullivan